up, guys? Welcome to my video. Today I'll be ranking all 13 X-Men films, from the worst to the best. Now before we start, with the like button, subscribe, and post notification bell so you know for a video. Let's just start. So coming number 13 is going to be X-Men Origins Wolverine. Now this film is a bad film. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is, but watching it, I was pretty bored throughout basically the entire film. I didn't think. Well, I thought Sabretooth was okay. Liev Schreiber is a great actor, and he was great as Sabretooth. Of course, Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's fantastic, but the whole story and the action sequences were all terrible. I did not like where the characters were headed by the end of the film. So overall, X-Men Origins Wolverine is a very mediocre film. That's why it comes in at number 13. Number 12 is going to be X-Men Dark Phoenix. Now, this film is just slightly better than Origins of Wolverine, just because you have the X-Men in there. It's all the X-Men in there. That's the only reason why this is a little better than X-Men Origins of Wolverine. I wouldn't recommend this film. I would slightly recommend this film, actually, if you're a diehard X-Men fan. If you don't like X-Men at all, this will not bring you into the franchise, so Dark Phoenix comes in at number 12. Number 11 is going to be X-Men The Last Stand. This is the third X-Men film, and while it is, of course, better than the previous film that I just stated, it's not better by that much. Like I said, it's okay. It's not a bad movie per se. Just have good shots in there. I cared about the relationship between Wolverine and Dark Phoenix, but really it's basically boring. The whole entire story is really convoluted. I didn't really care about what was happening during the film except the relationship between, like I said, Wolverine and Dark Phoenix. Everything around that was not so great. Of course I cared about the X-Men, but other than that, it's a very mediocre film that is just slightly watchable. So that's why X-Men Last Stand comes in number 11. Number 10 is going to be The New Mutants. Now this film was delayed multiple times, and when it finally came out, I was fairly excited for the film. This was supposed to be a darker X-Men film, more horror-centric, and there are some things to enjoy about it, but it's boring. There are some boring sequences in this film, and I thought those creatures with no eyes were very creepy. Fit the film very well because this is, like I said, a very dark film. But the characters were okay, most of them. Anya Taylor-Joy, Charlie Heaton, they are good in the film. The rest of them I didn't really care that much about. So overall, it's a very mediocre film. That's why The New Mutants comes in at number 10. Number 9 is going to be Deadpool 2. Now, I had very high expectations for this film, as I love the first one, and this film disappointed me. Now, it didn't disappoint me in the way that I would say that it's a bad film, because it is nowhere near a bad film. It's just a very disappointing film. I have no choice but to compare it to Deadpool, because of course it's a sequel. And they do some things right. I think Cable, played by Josh Brolin, is great. Of course, Ryan Reynolds is fantastic as Deadpool. But the story is a little messy, and I feel like it's a bit too long. They could have condensed this film a lot. So overall, Deadpool 2 is enjoyable. It's a good watch, but I wouldn't see myself rewatching this many times. So Deadpool 2 comes in at number 9. Number 8 is The Wolverine. Now, The Wolverine is great. I really enjoy The Wolverine. There are a lot of great shots in this film. The overall story, I really enjoyed it. I thought that placing the Wolverine in these type of situations with these samurai, and they have to fight with swords, of course, his claws, it was awesome. I found this film to be just fun, entertaining, and awesome. Now, is the story a little bit convoluted sometimes? Yes. Are there some sequences that do drag? Yes. But really, this is just an entertaining film for me, and I can see myself rewatching this multiple times. So The Wolverine comes in at number 8. Number 7 is going to be XMen Apocalypse. Now, this film, like I said, I was not very excited for XMen Apocalypse. But when I watched it, it was very, very entertaining and very fun. I really enjoyed the villain, Apocalypse. Oscar Isaac is fantastic as Apocalypse. All the other X-Men are fantastic, just like I stated. I loved every single one of their characters. And the story is not bad. I didn't think that the story was bad for this film. There are some sequences that I feel that could have been removed from the film because it is long. But other than that, I thought this was a very entertaining film. So X-Men Apocalypse comes in at number 7. Number 6 is going to be X2 XMen United. Now, this film is, of course, right after the game-changing film X-Men, and I really enjoyed it. X-Men United is a great film. I could see myself rewatching this multiple times just because of the new characters that are added. You have Nightcrawler, which is awesome. Nightcrawler is an awesome character. And I thought that every character in this film did enough for me to care about them. The action sequences are fantastic for an early 2000s film. The action sequences are very well handled. So overall, X2 X-Men United is a very fun film, and that's why it comes in at number 6. Coming number 5 is going to be the original X-Men. Now, like I said, I love every single film from X2, and I just think X-Men is very good. For a opening film about the X-Men, it sets up the characters well. The world building is fantastic. I really enjoyed the world that they set up, and this is just, like I said, entertaining. Lots of action sequences, a great story, great characters. Everything you'd want from a superhero film is in this film, and that's why I love X-Men. That's why it comes in at number 5. Coming number 4 is going to be X-Men Days of Future Past. Now, this is one of the most unique films on this list because this deals with time travel, and I thought it was a great way for the X-Men to sort of connect with the other characters. Of course, they have their dual selves. You have Charles Xavier and James McAvoy's Professor X. Those two characters, their chemistry together on screen is fantastic. I really enjoyed this entire film, especially because they dove into other ideas that could be explored within the X-Men franchise. So overall, I thought it was a great film. The Sentinels are awesome. So that's why X-Men Days of Future Past comes in at number 4. Number 3 is going to be X-Men First Class. Now, like I said, these films I love. I really enjoyed the cast for this film. You had a great cast. All the X-Men were entertaining. But the surprising standout for me here is Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon as Sebastian Shaw is fantastic. He's a great villain. He's very terrifying. He does things in this film that can really make him one of the top tier villains in the X-Men franchise because he's fantastic. And overall, the characters, like I said, very entertaining, very fun. I cared about all of them, especially when dark things were happening to them because, of course, this is the first ever gathering of the X-Men and creation of the X-Men. So overall, I thought X-Men First Class was fantastic. That's what comes in at number 3. Coming number 2 is going to be Deadpool. Now, this film is awesome. It is one of the best rated R superhero films that we have ever gotten. I think that this film holds up very well. I really enjoyed Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. He is phenomenal as Deadpool. One of my favorite characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And overall, I thought that the villain, Ajax, was fine. He was good enough. And the whole film is just funny, entertaining, action-packed. It's very bloody as it is rated R. So overall, this is just a fantastic film. That's why Deadpool comes in at number 2. But coming in number 1 is going to be Logan. Now, of course, in Logan, you have, of course, Wolverine played by Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart as Charles Xavier. They are fantastic. They spend most of the film together. There's also a young girl in the film who is sort of Wolverine's daughter who he's taking care of. And I thought their relationship was fantastic. It brings a lot of emotion to his character. As, of course, spoiler warning, he dies in the end. Wolverine and Professor X do die in this film. And you can see how heartbroken her character is and how heartbroken the audience would be because, of course, Wolverine and Professor X were in the franchise since the beginning. And overall, this is a very emotional film, action-packed, very brutal. And that's why this film comes in at number 1. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, post notifications, post a note for a video. I'm Peter. Thank you for watching.